Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 787. Please turn to it, page number 787, and today is our lesson number 97. Let's take a look at it. Very first problem, problem number 7. It says, in the picture above, what's the value of z? And we are given two triangles attached to each other. So here's the first one. In this triangle, we are told that this is a right angle, and we are told that this is 40. Well, if this is 40 degrees, and if this is a right angle triangle, this is 90, which means the sum of this angle and this angle has to be 90 also, because 90 plus 90 is 180. One more time. This is 90, which means sum of this angle and this angle has to be 90, and therefore this angle is 50. And we are told that that angle actually equals 2 times y. That angle equals 2 times y. That tells us that y must be 25. Now, how is that going to come in handy? Well, if you go to the other triangle here, since this is 90 degree, since this one on the right hand side is 90 degree, so is this one, because a straight line has to make 180 degrees. So this is 90 degrees, y we just found out is 25, which is what this is, so this is 25 degrees, and now we can figure out the z. Therefore z would have to be 90 minus 25, because again, sum of this angle here, sum of this angle, sum of y and z has to be 90. In this triangle, y plus z has to be 90, because this is 90 and 90 plus 90 is 180. That's it, we are done. 90 minus 25, 90 minus 20 would be 70, so this is 65. It's 65. Number 8. Problem number 8. In problem number 8, we are told that a computer program randomly selects a positive 2-digit integer. So it randomly selects a 2-digit integer, a positive 2-digit integer. If the integer selected is odd, if it happens to pick an odd number, then twice that integer is printed. So if it happens to select 15, then what you see in the printout is 30. On the other hand, if the integer selected is even, for example, if it happens to pick 22, if it happens to pick 22 at random, then 22 is printed. So if it picks even number at random, it happens to pick even number, then it just prints whatever the integer is. But if it happens to pick an odd number, it prints twice as much. Oh, so far so good. If the integer selected is even, the integer itself is printed. If the integer printed is 26, so we are told that we have just seen 26 being printed. Well, if 26 is printed just now on the piece of paper, on printout that came out, if it says 26 on it, there are two possibilities. Maybe the number itself was even that it picked, in which case the number itself was 26, because if it's even, it just prints itself, prints the number itself. On the other hand, maybe the number was odd, and the odd number would have been 13. Because if the number it picked at random was 13, then the computer is programmed to print twice as much. It says right there. If the integer selected is odd, twice that integer is printed, and twice that integer is exactly what we see being printed. Or maybe it was even to begin with. Those are the only two possibilities. Maybe it was 26 or maybe it was 13. But it cannot be 52. 52 is for people who are not paying attention. The answer is 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And that's answer choice C. Let's do the next one. Number 9. Number 9. It says how many seconds are there in m minutes and s second. In m minutes and s seconds. Well, there are a couple of ways you can go about it. You can plug in a number for m, which I don't think is necessary here because it's a very simple thing. You see, in 1 minute, In 1 minute, we have 60 seconds. In 2 minutes, we have 60 times 2. In 5 minutes, we have 60 times 5. In 37 minutes, we will have 37 times 60 times 37. And therefore, in m minutes, we will have 60 times m seconds plus the s seconds. I'm going to change this marker. This marker is completely dead. I'm still here. So that's it. That's our answer. So the answer is 60 plus m, 60 times m plus s. 60 times m plus s. And that's our answer choice A. Because in m minute it will have 60 times as many seconds, 60 times m, and then it has, because it's m minutes and s seconds, so it's 60 times m plus s. The last one, number 10. It says if 2 times x minus 2 times 2 minus x equals 0, then what are the possible values of x? Well, what we need to understand here is that if we have two quantities, let's say a and b, and if we are told that the product of a and b is 0, there are two possibilities. Either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. Or strictly speaking, there is one more possibility, which is they are both equal to 0. Because if a is equal to 0, it doesn't matter what b is. 0 times anything is 0. And similarly, if b is equal to 0, it doesn't matter what a is. Or maybe they are both 0. That's exactly what's going on here. So there are two possibilities here. Either 2x minus 2 is equal to 0 or 2 minus x is equal to 0. Let's find out both of them. If 2x minus 2 is equal to 0, that would imply that 2x equals to 2 if you add 2 to both sides, and that would imply that x equals to 1 if you divide both sides by 2. So that's one possibility. Maybe x is equal to 1. As you can clearly see here, if x happens to be 1, then 2 times 1 is 2, 2 minus 2 would be 0, and this quantity will become 0. It doesn't matter what this quantity is, 0 times anything is 0. Or, if this is a scenario, then if we add x to both sides, we find that x equals 2. And if x equals 2, then again we can see here that 2 minus 2 would be 0, and then in which case it doesn't matter what we have here. 2 minus 2 is 0, 0 times anything is 0. So those are the two possibilities. Either x is 1 or 2. Question was, what are all the possible values of x? The answer is, the so-called all possible values of x are in fact only 2, which is 1 and 2. And that answer is D. X can be either 1 or 2, but x cannot be 0. Answer choice E says 0, 1 and 2. X cannot be 0. As you can clearly see here, watch what happens. If x happens to be 0, 2 times 0 would be 0, and here we'll end up with negative 2. And here 2 minus 0 would be 2, but negative 2 times 2 does not equal 0. Just by the way is my 0. This is how so that was that. Okay, it does not equal to 0. You see the zeros here? That's how I write my zeros. That's it. We are done with this page. I will see you tomorrow, or we'll continue on to page number 788. Alright, bye now. Excuse me, bye now.